God was like, you better get that message before I get dunked on, boy. And I'm like, sir, I'm trying to record, and this boy thinks I'm trying to take him outside. Alright.
Jesse, wanna go outside? Wanna go outside? You go outside? Come on, let's go outside. Wait, gotta get shoes. Got shoes first. Okay. Yes, we're going outside. Yes, we're going outside. Come on. Yes! Dog, yes, we're going outside. Go!
He just launched out the door. He's already got a ball in his mouth. Look at him. Well, a few things have happened. So today is actually Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. And you're probably wondering, why is he at home? Sunday. We go to this church service in Destin, Florida, and it is freaking amazing. And it was called Mud versus Masterpiece. And basically it's this idea that if you have a muddy painting, but it's a really valuable painting but it has mud all over it, are you going to keep the painting because it's a masterpiece, or are you going to trash it because it has mud on it? And his message was like, that's how we see people. But the thing is, if we are God's masterpiece, the word masterpiece means best work, so we are God's best work because we're made in his image. And I'm like, that's freaking cool. That is great. So after church, I get invited to go paddleboarding in Destin, and we found one of those blow up things, like a blow up slide, and I went down and I fell off it, and I seriously whiplashed my neck. That junk hurt a lot because I thought I broke it. But they're like, no, you're not crying, so you didn't break it. So since I annihilated my neck, I cannot work. I took yesterday off. I have a feeling that my work is not gonna like that at all. But it's okay. God is still good. Where you go? Oh, there he goes. But going back to the church message, this idea that every time we see people, we always have a label. We always judge them. We always assume what their life is like. We always see the mud, but God sees everyone as masterpieces. The passage was on Luke 7, and it was about the girl who wiped Jesus' feet with her tears and her hair. The way the preacher described it was so flawless. It was exactly the kind of message I needed, because I've had mud in my life that I've let that define me. But God sees me as a masterpiece. I haven't seen myself as a masterpiece because of all the mud in my life. And you may not see the worth and value that you have because you're too busy looking at the mud that's in your life. Mud meaning mistakes, mud meaning failures. But guess what? You're a masterpiece. Masterpiece means best work. You are God's best work. And that is a message that spoke so well to me. I needed that. But Jesus, being at this party with the disciples, and Simon's this leader, so this Jewish girl, right? She's a notorious sinner for probably prostitution. No one really knows. But she was well known in the area. She went up to Jesus. She was weeping and wailing, and she saw his feet were muddy. So she cried and cried so much to the point where the mud fell off, and she was wiping her hair on his feet. Jewish women were not allowed to do that. Jewish women were not allowed to put their hair down in public. That was and so this girl, people are judging her. Jesus calls the guy out in front of who's hosting the party at they're at. He goes, Simon, you see this woman here? And then he starts going into it. But this freaking girl, people saw her as mud, but Jesus saw her as a masterpiece. That gives me a passion to seek Christ even further, because when people devalue my worth, people look down on me, Jesus sees your worth. Jesus sees your value that he has given you. And That's fantastic. That is great. And that's what I want to encourage you with.
I guess he's happy. Are you happy?
I hope that small little message encouraged you because it really encouraged me. Because yesterday I was deep in a lot of mud and I saw myself as nothing but that. I saw myself as nothing but mud. Even through our own mud, God still sees a masterpiece. That encourages me so well. And I hope that encourages you a lot. Have a good day. I'll let you know what happens throughout the week. Literally, I was in the process of making this video. I'm literally editing as we speak. I was just out here. Look, it is pouring.
How did I miss that? What?
God was like, you better get that message before I get dunked on, boy. And I'm like,